Okay, so here's something I don't usually show, but here's a cute little chart that I accosted from Richard Clark a while ago and made a copy of it and laminated it. And it will show you the size and the dimensions of all the seals throughout the transmission. Now, as we get older and our eyes fade, we can't read these cute little numbers that are on all these seals. And if you look somewhere on here, these numbers should be here. But sometimes the seals, the molds they're made out of, they age too, and the numbers can't be seen. So that's why we have the dimensions and use good common sense to match them all up. You will always have seals in the kit that you don't use. You'll have some seals for the servo. If you're replacing the servo with a Sonax or some other servo, you won't use those seals. Then you have to install them. And if you look at this piston, you can see right there, there's a tall and a short. So the lip of the seal always goes away from the tall edge. Same thing on the inside. Kind of harder to picture, but there's a tall edge and a skinny edge. So let me put some seals on and I'll be right back. Okay, the seal's on. You can see the lip. It faces away from the tallest edge, and it goes over the short edge. So now this particular piston goes in the low reverse housing, and this low reverse housing has been updated for a roller bearing like we do in every single unit. Now I'm going to install it, but before I do that, I'm going to get my piece that fits on here, and I'm going to lube everything up real good with either trans gel or good old-fashioned Vaseline. Does a great job. Okay, we're all lubed up, and I've got my seal protector for the inner seal, and I found this on eBay dirt cheap because there's only a few crazy people like myself to rebuild these units in the whole entire country anymore, so they're out there, they're plentiful. So I'm going to use the Lip Wizard, and I'm not going to be able to do this with the phone, but I'll show you what I'm going to do, then I'll come back, and I'm just going to gently work the lip around there, and once it's all in there, this is going to suck down in there and it's going to make a sound. Okay, it's in, and you just rotate it, take that off, and you can feel that it's smooth, it doesn't bind, so I know the seal's not rolled or cut or anything like that. So the next step I'm going to have is to put it together, put the snap rings on it, and I'll air check it real quick. Okay, we're installed and ready to do a little air check. You don't want to use 125 pounds of shop air, just a little bit. We're good. If you use too much air, you can overstroke it. Another tip that I can add, sometimes you find leftover parts on your bench and don't know where they go. Well, don't leave this doodad out. If you leave this doodad out, the piston's going to overstroke. That's actually the wrong size. That's the right size. I left it out once, and it had a weak reverse. And then eventually it cut the seal and it had no reverse. And I found that part of my bench. Wondered where it went. Well, I found out. So take it all up, take it back apart, put that in there, fix the seal, carry on. Live and learn.